This story begins in a freezing, silent region of the United States, where everything is covered in thick white snow and winter feels endless. A young girl is seen running desperately through the cold, her breath heavy and her face full of fear. She wants to stop for a moment but forces herself to keep moving as if something terrible is chasing her. The next day we meet Corey Lambert, an experienced hunter who is watching a pack of wolves in the wild. He shoots one wolf and the rest run away. Corey had planned to spend the day with his son Casey, but he leaves him at his grandparents' home because he gets an urgent call about a missing young boy and a possible mountain lion threat in the area. When Corey reaches the place, he does not find a mountain lion but instead discovers strange footprints in the snow along with drops of blood. He puts on protective gear, takes out his gun and carefully follows the trail. The footprints slowly lead him to the same path where the girl had been running. As he moves forward, the signs show that someone was in great pain. Finally, Corey finds the girl lying motionless in the snow, her body frozen and her condition very serious. He immediately calls for help, but the FBI cannot arrive quickly because heavy snow blocks the roads. Tribal Police Chief Ben tells him not to touch the body until the FBI arrives, but Corey is worried that the snowstorm will erase important clues. Soon, FBI agent Jane Banner arrives, unprepared for the extreme cold, and she is given warm clothes. Seeing her reminds Corey of his own daughter, who is no longer alive. Later, Corey and Jane return to the scene with Ben, where the area is secured. Jane examines the body and requests a forensic team. Corey explains that the girl lived nearby, but no missing report was filed, which makes everything more confusing. The biggest mystery is why she was running barefoot in such freezing weather. Corey believes she ran for a long time until exhaustion made her collapse, and the cold air damaged her lungs, leading to her death. Jane asks Corey for help in the investigation, and he agrees, saying that there is not much difference between humans and animals, and that he can hunt both. That night, Corey is preparing bullets when his son asks him if everything is happening again, but Corey stays silent and does not answer. The next day, Jane learns that Natalie was not living with her parents but with her boyfriend, which is why no missing report was filed. The medical examiner confirms that she was sexually assaulted and had multiple injuries, and her cause of death was pulmonary hemorrhage, turning the case into a murder investigation. The biggest problem now is that no one knows where she originally ran from, and there is no clear evidence. Jane becomes worried that if she sends the report to her higher authorities, she may be removed from the case, meaning no government support. She continues the investigation and first talks to Natalie's father, who is frustrated and says he knows nothing about her personal life. Natalie's mother is inside the house, heartbroken and crying. Jane goes to see her and finds her completely broken. Meanwhile, Corey arrives and meets Natalie's father, and both men share deep pain without words and hug each other. Corey quietly says that holding on to pain feels easier, but after losing his daughter, he learned an important lesson. We should remember the love of those we lose, not only the pain. Natalie's father then reveals that he knows nothing, but his troubled son is involved in drugs and Natalie often stayed around him, and he suggests that the son might know something. Later, Ben, Jane and Corey go to the Little Feather Boys area, where loud music is playing. Ben warns that the four brothers living there are dangerous and not trustworthy. Corey goes behind the house while Ben and Jane approach the front door, where a boy named Sam opens it, clearly intoxicated. He says one brother is in jail and another is not home. Suddenly, Sam attacks them with pepper spray, causing burning pain in their eyes. In the chaos, Corey draws his gun and shoots and another boy falls. Despite her injury, Jane moves inside with her gun, but Sam fires at her. She returns fire and Sam is hit, coughing heavily and dying soon after. Outside, Frank and Chip are already arrested. Jane questions them, and when Chip learns his sister is dead, he breaks down emotionally. He reveals that Natalie's boyfriend was Matt and offers to take them to him. Corey refuses at first because he has already seen tire tracks in the snow leading toward the mountain where Natalie was found, and strangely, those tracks only go up and never come back. Corey realizes Chip may know more. He tells Jane that the snow has preserved the truth and they must act quickly before evidence disappears. Near the mountain, they leave the vehicle and continue on foot. There they discover another half-buried body, already damaged by animals. By evening, the police arrive in large numbers. Ben suggests checking cameras at the drilling site where Matt worked, but the arrested boys stay silent. Corey asks for permission to talk to them, and although Ben doubts their confession will hold in court, he agrees. Corey speaks to Chip, who is tired of his life and breaks down after Corey reminds him that Natalie's killers are still free. Chip finally reveals that Natalie's boyfriend Matt worked as a security guard at an oil drilling rig. Corey returns without fully explaining everything, and they decide to visit the rig the next day. Soon, the second body is confirmed to be Matt. When Jane comes to Corey's house to inform him, he invites her inside. Jane sees family photos, and Corey tells her that his daughter's name was Emily. Jane becomes sad after hearing this, and Corey begins to tell the painful story of his daughter Emily. He explains that at that time he was working in another city, and one day he went out with his wife Wilma, while his 16-year-old daughter Emily and his younger son Casey were left alone at home. Corey recalls that one night an illegal party took place in their house, and the next morning they received a phone call that Emily was missing. Later, a veterinary doctor found her body about 20 miles away from the house, but wild animals had already damaged it so badly that no clear examination was possible. Remembering this, Corey's voice breaks and he sinks into deep grief, while Jane realizes she asked very personal questions. The next morning, Ben takes Jane and some police officers to Matt's drilling station, while Corey travels through the snow on a sled, following animal tracks from another direction. Jane instructs the new officers to search Matt's trailer for any link to Natalie's murder. At the site, workers say Matt has also been missing for 2 or 3 days after a fight with his girlfriend. Jane notices that 2 guards are injured, and they complain about unsafe working conditions and lack of equipment. Eventually, the supervisor allows the search of the trailer, while Corey notices from a distance that the tracks he is following lead directly to the same place. As Jane approaches the trailer, one guard strangely asks if Natalie had reported Matt missing and then casually says they must have already found her body, which shocks everyone because this news was not public yet. Tension rises immediately, officers take positions and the guards also pull out weapons. Jane identifies herself as an FBI agent and warns them. Meanwhile, Corey tries to contact them by radio but gets no response, so he runs toward the trailer. Inside, Jane learns that a guard named Pete is sleeping inside, and a flashback shows Natalie coming to surprise Matt at the trailer. They are happy at first, but the other guards return. Pete behaves rudely toward Natalie, Matt tries to stop him and a fight breaks out. One guard insults Natalie, she slaps him, and in anger Pete assaults her while the others brutally beat Matt and knock him unconscious. Natalie manages to escape into the snow. Back in the present, Jane knocks on the door, but suddenly a gunshot hits her and she falls injured. The guards open fire on the police and chaos begins. Jane shoots back and kills one guard, but heavy machine gun fire kills Ben. Corey arrives from a distance and uses his sniper skills to take down several guards. Only Pete and one more guard remain. One is killed and Pete escapes into the forest. Jane, badly injured, calls for help while Corey puts her inside the trailer and sends a radio message for a helicopter. He then tells Jane he is going after Pete and may not return. Jane understands. In the snowy forest, Pete runs in fear, exhausted and lost, firing his gun randomly, unaware that Corey, dressed in white, is silently tracking him through the snow. Corey begins by sharing the painful memory of his daughter Emily. He explains that one night an illegal party happened in their house while he was away in another city. The next morning he received a shocking call that Emily was missing. Later, a veterinary doctor found her body about 20 miles away, but wild animals had already damaged it so badly that a clear examination was not possible. As Corey remembers this, his voice breaks and he falls into deep grief, and Jane realizes she asked very personal and painful questions. The next morning, Ben takes Jane and some police officers to Matt's drilling station, while Corey travels through the snow on a sled, following animal tracks from another route. Jane tells the officers to search Matt's trailer for any link to Natalie's murder. At the station, workers say Matt has also been missing for days after a fight with his girlfriend. Jane notices 2 injured guards, who complain about unsafe working conditions and lack of safety equipment. The supervisor finally allows a search of the trailer, while Corey sees from a distance that the tracks he is following lead straight to the same place. As Jane moves toward the trailer, one guard suddenly asks if Natalie had reported Matt missing, then strangely says they must have already found her body, even though that information was not public, making everyone suspicious. Tension rises quickly, police take positions and the guards also pull out weapons. Jane introduces herself as an FBI agent and warns them to stay calm. Corey tries to contact them by radio but gets no response, so he runs toward the trailer. Inside, Jane learns that a guard named Pete is inside sleeping. A flashback shows Natalie coming to surprise Matt at the trailer, where they are happy at first, but the other guards return. Pete becomes rude to Natalie, Matt tries to stop him and a fight begins. One guard insults Natalie, she slaps him, and in anger Pete assaults her while the others brutally beat Matt and knock him unconscious. Natalie somehow escapes and runs into the snow. Back in the present, Jane knocks on the door, but suddenly a gunshot hits her and she falls injured. The guards open fire on the police, chaos breaks out and Jane shoots back, killing one guard, but heavy gunfire kills Ben. At that moment, Corey arrives and uses his sniper skills to take down several guards. Only 2 people are left now and one of them is killed while the other, Pete, jumps out of the window and runs into the forest. Jane tries to shoot him from below but he keeps running through the snow. Corey brings Jane inside the trailer and makes her lie down safely. Jane tells him to send a radio message for a helicopter so she can be rescued. Corey sends the message but says he is going after Pete and may not return. Jane understands his decision. Meanwhile, Pete is running through the snowy forest, exhausted and terrified, holding his gun in every direction, unaware that Corey is silently following him in white clothes, completely hidden in the snow. Because of the white surroundings, Corey is invisible, and suddenly he attacks Pete and knocks him unconscious. When Pete wakes up, he finds himself tied up in a bag with his hands and feet bound and blood on his face. Corey calmly tells him they are on the highest point of the mountain. Pete, scared, asks to talk and Corey sits on a fallen tree and says he is here only to listen. Pete slowly sits up and realizes his shoes are gone, which frightens him even more. Corey tells him to speak quickly because his time is running out. In fear, Pete confesses everything, that he assaulted Natalie and also killed Matt, and says he is ready to go to jail and face punishment. Corey replies coldly that there is no law here, only him. He then frees Pete's hands and feet and tells him that if he reaches the highway, he will be free, just like Natalie was given a chance to escape from people like him, running 6 miles barefoot in the snow. Pete, confused, thinks he will be taken to jail, but suddenly Corey fires a shot near his ear, scaring him into panic. Pete starts running wildly through the snow, slipping and falling, crawling and struggling like an animal, while Corey simply watches from a distance. Soon, Pete's body gives up, he collapses in the snow, gasping for breath, and slowly dies from the cold and exhaustion without another bullet being fired. Afterward, Corey visits Jane in the hospital, where she is weak but recovering. He lightly jokes, making her smile, and even brings her a small toy. Jane then emotionally asks the only question in her mind: how did that innocent girl manage to run 6 miles barefoot in such freezing cold, and what must she have gone through? Corey simply replies that he followed the ones who followed her. Later, Corey meets Natalie's father, tells him everything and advises him not to stay away from his son, because he still needs him. In the end, the story closes with the question of whether Corey was right or wrong to take the law into his own hands. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.